There we go. We're working now. I just tried to go live a second ago, and it wasn't working. It was really, really, really strange. But I'm pretty sure you're all looking at a black screen now. You know, there'll be a bit of stream delay, but otherwise it should be pretty good. You're right, guys. I did promise that if someone set up a team with a custom name and a custom icon and stuff, I would do another cast. So here I am. I'm going to give this one a shot. Well, there was a black screen at the start, Royal. There was a black screen a minute ago at the start. So yeah, I'm going to give this a shot. This is EU Prime. This one should actually be pretty good. It is currently 6 o'clock in the afternoon, start of the evening here. And everybody's off work. Everyone should be feeling pretty good. This is in Germany. It's what, 7 o'clock at night. Here it's the, you know, even if we go to what, like Portugal, it's people are basically off work. So EU, this is the best that you'll get really time slot wise for EU Prime. We'll see how things go. And yeah, you guys have got 15 minutes to try and actually get into a queue here. If you want to set up a team, if you want to do something, it should be pretty cool. If you missed my stream earlier in the day, I've got some cool new overlays and things. Good news, I have heard back from CVPCS now, who basically is really excited about the kill counter and all of those ideas. So, fingers crossed, we can actually get that stuff going, guys. Should be pretty goddamn awesome. In the meantime, I figure, because I got 15 minutes to entertain you all before the tournament actually begins, I played a little bit of Fashion Wars 2, and I decided to try and make a monkey. So, how would you, just have a little bit of a think for a second, how you might make a monkey in Guild Wars 2. What happened to my eye? Well, I'm squinting at you. I've got a lazy eye, mate. Don't be rude about my eye, alright? So, this is my monkey. It's called the Monkey Lords. It's playing a fairly monkey PvP build, which is extremely easy to score kills on, but is immediately and incredibly aggressively countered. It's listed as a duelist on Meta Battle. I'm terrible at dueling on it right now, but it's kind of nuts. I present you guys the Monkey Lord. Boom. Pretty good, right? Yeah, I know you can't see it. I know you can't. I know. I was building up to it, Doomblaze. I was building up to it. That's pretty good monkey mode. That's a good monkey, isn't it? You got to be honest, because like down here as well, we got these leaves. Yeah. He looks pretty good. It's not bad. Yeah, you know it's not bad. Oh yeah. Not burn it. This is how everyone should be queuing in PvP lately. All right. So, not only that, but though, it gets better when we get in game. Check it out. Turn my reshade on as well. We have the monkey. Look. Dusty's trying to get an AT going. By the way, in Spud Club and Spud 2, I don't know whether people have permissions to make teams. So, I'm going to give everyone permission to make a team. Because I think, oh no, maybe you do have permission to create teams. Unless maybe that's a different permission altogether. Is there a team permission? Doesn't look like it actually, does it? Alright, never mind. Maybe it's only me that can make teams. I'm going to make a Spud team, okay? Just one, just in case people can join it. I don't know whether I have to invite people to it. I'm just going to call it the Spuds. So if you guys want to play on that, anyone should be able to join it, I think. And I'll do it for Spud 2 as well. And we'll just make the Spuds again. Teams. And we'll call this one the Spuds 2. So, I don't know whether that should be... It should be open, right? Anyone should be able to join it as long as you're in the guild. Not entirely sure how it worked. I thought it was that was the thing. But yeah, if you guys want to play, you've got 15 minutes. It would be really awesome if you join. Dossie's not the greatest of players, but an enthusiastic player nonetheless. And maybe you have a bit of fun. And besides, it's just to check out our cool new UI and stuff, obviously, right? So, do give it a shot, guys. But yeah, back to the monkey, all right? Look, this is why we're actually all watching. So, it gets better when we're in game. We have the monkey backpack with the monkey on my back, as you can see. So, golden monkey here. You got the nice green plants with the bamboo, yeah? Which I've matched with my legs. And actually, if you look a little bit on my feet. As for the colours, we are rocking banana dye. And the precious enameled banana dye mixed with a bit of Imperial Red, because I think the Monkey King is actually supposed to be like Chinese or whatever, right? So Imperial Red, and we've got a bit of enameled jungle green going on, because monkeys live in jungles, as you see. The red matches, actually, it could be a little bit more orange, maybe, to match the like shiny things. Maybe Destroyer Orange is actually a better color to go with. Yeah, look, the orange is better. Look at that. Oh my god, actually, that looks kind of gross, doesn't it? But anyway... It's pretty goddamn good. He's a good-looking monkey. Also, he's got the mini super monkey with him. So, mini super monkey, we already had the monkey cam recently, so you guys understand that. And finally, just the coup de grace, the last awesome part of it, is... we play music. Oh, you guys can't hear it. Damn it, you guys can't hear it. It's too quiet. There you go. Yeah. Now you hear the music, okay? We are the monkey lord. I would have picked the Monkey King, but Monkey King is taken already. Somebody else got Monkey King, so yeah. Weapons I couldn't really figure out, so I've just gone gold fractal weapons just to rub my EP across your face or something. Slap it right there. So basically, I don't know what I was about to go on about there. So basically, I kind of want the Sylvari Warden weapons, but they cost like 69,000 karma each, so I'm not going to be going for those. We'll spend some time on that. There you go. Thank you, Neok. Look, see? I'm good at this. I figured all of this out, guys. And I only copied a little bit off of guildwars2style.com. Only a little bit. Dusty says I just carried Georges. Oh, what, on one of your teams, did you? So, yeah, let me know about it, guys, if you manage to get in. I would really like to see that if you can. Anyone that plays on European servers is perfectly okay, too. In the meantime... Oh, this is 1v1 in secrecy. No spectator. Is that what I just joined? We're not allowed to spectate on the 1v1s here. I'm pretty sure I just saw that. Yeah, wow. 1v1 in secrecy. Look, you can tell the EU is tryhard because they actually have that going on. Right? And it's well populated too. They've got 2 separate daily farm servers. They only have 1 server that's doing regular games. Nobody does regular games in hot joins anymore. I mean, it really is dead, regular hot joins. And when I say dead, I really mean dead. What are the 2 teams here? We've got Ingenious Rock versus the August Butchers. Let's update our overlays here. See, look, now the overlays are being weird again. I don't understand what exactly happened there. Something like that, I think. There you go, that's pretty good. There we go. I mean, there's 2 slight bars on the side. That won't actually happen in the tourney, will it? I don't think it will.
Did you see that? Red team got a capture point.
Because this menu doesn't actually have memory. As far as I remember, this menu doesn't have memory. I don't think it does. Yeah, it doesn't. It resets. I guess it's just because there's lots of players that potentially can be in here. I think it's just this specific... I think it's ArenaNet ran hot joins that are kind of weird about this. And that's it. It's only ArenaNet ran hot joins. People who missed earlier stream are going to have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. But there you go. Look, we fixed it. So we've got the Crown versus... What exactly is Igneous Rock meant to be here? It's the Geode again, right? But their background's just been a little bit weird, I suppose. Right. Okay, let me move this over here so that I can see chat comfortably. Let me move that like so. I've got myself a can of Sprite. Oh, it should be good, guys. It should be very good. 1 more for the AT. There's 1 more person. If you're EU and you want to play, 1 more. Looks like you're not getting many bites, Dusty. I'm sorry, because I don't really advertise these streams, so you're not going to get many people actually even looking at chat to see that there, but hopefully they'll join. You only need 1 more. You've got 6 minutes. You've got plenty of time to enroll in that. Plenty of time.
The match starts soon.
So I had another idea, by the way, guys. I shouldn't tell you all my ideas immediately, but whatever. I had another idea, okay?
Unshaken.
And that is... Oh, no, I didn't want to join a team. I just wanted to spectate. My idea is, what if you could technically automatically have it set up. You know how there's like all these like basic names? So this is the Dementist v Tyrion Swarm here. So we just press this. Oh, yeah. Fuck, it broke again, didn't it? Obviously, it broke again. Well, you know how there's all these names, right? It occurred to me that what you could do, in theory, is have a separate soundtrack for every single team. So Tyrion Swarm could have, like, music associated with them, like bees or whatever, like bzzz. And you could have, like, audio for the whale group as well, and like the sound of whales in the background is like the song while you're spectating them. And then when in the middle of the match, so basically it's like every team has their own theme tune that auto plays while we're casting it. Yeah, think about that. How good would that be? You want to join this Mad Pie Man, but you've got stuff to finish. Oh, that's not good enough. That's not a good excuse. What do you mean? It's called procrastinating, man. Get on it. Get on that procrastinating metagame. Let's see what is going on the red team here. They have double thieves. This guy's called Zodja.
Just like that, blue team takes a
He's running
capture
Dagger, and he's running it on a Marauder Amulet. I think this is a sign of a new player. If you see Dagger Marauder, it's nearly always a new player. Nearly always. Because this is like the flavor choice that any starting thief would want to go for. All starting thieves would want to do that. Lexu! Jesus Christ, dude. It's good to see you. I'm going to empty out my chat as well on this one so that you guys can actually see stream chat a bit better. Lexi, that's so cool. And yeah, we're giving it a go on the EU Prime tourney at the moment. Hey, Rav. Rav, listen. Because I've been doing more PvP stuff lately, you're one of the only mods that's around at the moment. If people are, like, really just dickish, even remotely, 24-hour time them out, yeah? Just go for it instantly. You have my permission. So if anyone, like, denigrates me, other people in chat, the scene in general, get generic comments like, oh, PvP dead or whatever, just 24-hour timeout. Just boom. Easy peasy. It should be lots of fun, man. So there's loads you can do if you're going to be watching this. This is only a mini stream. It shouldn't last too long. But yeah, if you want to go for that, then that's cool. Mad Pie Man says, I'm the god of procrastination. I didn't even pay for it. Dusty, did you get your full team? He's got 3 minutes to try and get his full team. So yeah, let's see how Zodja does here. Zodja's probably aiming for the Cloak and Dagger Steel Backstab combo from some classic 2012 stuff. Has that been happening a lot in these streams? No, not a lot at all, actually, to tell you the truth. More than my normal streams, just because PvPers are toxic fuckers, but not that much. Better behave, chat. Yeah, look at that. Look at masterful use of my emotes there from Lexi. Are you threatening us? What if I call you not a nice guy? I don't know, Rav. It looks like Aludis is denigrating me there. I think you should, he says I'm in a bad mood. I will defend you through your bad mood. Sorry, I'm slurping on Sprite there. You guys don't want to hear that. Rav has timed him out. 600 seconds. Boom. No, that is what you get. That is what you get when you mess with the machine. You loving the LP? You can't wait for the next episode. Thanks so much, Draconic Rose. This episode in Lion's Arch was good, wasn't it? It was a good episode. I was going on about it yesterday, but I really do think it's good. It's interesting to see a core necro here as well. Core necro, guys. Very, very, very interesting. So basically, I was in a bit of a conversation on another streamer a second ago, and I think what we're coming up with is that we're going to describe builds under like 4 categories, and builds will be able to function in all roles, but they'll be excelling in one or another. So you're either a support, a team fighter, a roamer, or a duelist. Those 4 categories pretty much cover everything that you can do in Guild Wars 2 Conquest. Some builds are like good at 2 of the roles, and they're like a double up. So like Jewel was playing a Hollow that's pretty much, you know, it can function in team fights, but it's also okay in duels, you know, like it's a bit of both. And then there's some other examples, like I would say actually an SD Thief is a little bit of a mix of a roamer, but also a little bit of a team fighter in that they can focus down firebrands very quickly with all the boon rip and stuff. So like you'll find that if they're not one role perfectly, they're like 2 of them, and they're like a bit of a mix. And so I think through that lens, the lens of those 4 designations, I can start actually teaching people things, and you can structure casts properly. So you can actually have like pre-baked videos to say, okay, this is a team fighter. Current meta team fighter is Scourge. They tend to, you know, excel in these kinds of builds. Tend to have a lot of like AoE damage capacity, strong interactions with down states, as in they can res well of blood, transfuse. They can put a lot of pressure out over anybody's poison. You know, good interaction with down state is sort of a requisite of a good team fighter, in my opinion. But they tend to be quite slow. They tend to need help to peel out of engagements. So that's a team fighter. And then you would explain support. So supports are builds also made for team fighting, but rather than doing damage, they're there to resustain their allies, to pump boons out, to mitigate damage, to provide opportunities for their friends through CC. Also have great interaction with the down states. Also might not necessarily be able to peel too well. for themselves. So, you know, that's the support. Aroma, these people tend to be flighty. They tend to score a lot of decaps. They tend to outnumber. They don't try to duel. They don't try to team fight. They don't want to stay in engagements for very long. They use their mobility to pressure the map as fast as possible. Duelists seek to win their 1v1s and survive while they are outnumbered for as long as possible and draw the attention of more enemies than they currently represent, right? So, like, those 4 categories, really, I think you can describe all of Conquest in those 4. Joel was kind of making the argument that there's a 5th, which he was calling Bruiser, which I think is a bit of a misnomer. But he was making an argument for some builds that aren't really good team fighters and aren't really good duelists and aren't really good roamers and aren't really good supports, but they're there anyway. And he called that like a jack of all trades, or he was calling it a Bruiser. But I think rather than having a specific name for that bucket, you would just say that it is. You'd explain what 2 other roles it does very well. So, for example, he was talking about his Hollow build, and I would just say it's a bit of a duelist and it's a bit of a team fighter. There you go. It doesn't need its own category because it's certainly not a roamer, right? It's not. It doesn't rotate around like a mesmer with a Paul or a thief on short bow and whatnot, right? So it doesn't really hit that, and it's obviously not a support. So it's not a jack of all trades. It's a jack of 2 trades. So we just described the 2 trades, you know. So there you have it. Anyway, pretty exciting. Grent's game, the daily, it's live. Let's see what we've got. We got Ranger Danger, the Schoolmasters. This is a guild team. Eunuch, Rector, Flugel. The Cold Foamers, the Dungeonesses, Ranger Danger, Toil and Trouble, Terminal Gloaming, Ingenious Rock, Death Purr, Tyrion Swarm, Schoolmasters, Yumish, Linker, Flugel, and the Pig Iron Puddlers. I don't see any. Well, we see 2 guild teams, really, right? How is that a thing? That's the same account that's queued in those. I see Dusty here with the Cold Foamers. Yeah, I'm on EU. Are you seeded, Valen? I don't see any. I don't see Valen's team. If this is Dusty's, though, we'll watch Dusty's. This is absolutely EU. This is not NA. Let me just verify that. I can't see my ping right now, but this is definitely EU. This is definitely EU. So, let's look at Dusty's team. So, this could be the team that just formed in our chat, guys. It totally is. It totally is. Okay, so what are they actually fielding? They've got Signet of Mercy and Merciful Intervention support Firebrand. They have the All Trap DH. I can't believe it's not a joke. He actually does run All Trap DH. Unbelievable. We have a Reaper. Hello, Paladin Reaper. Melandra runes, but okay, it's reasonable enough. The runes aren't perfect, dude. You want more boons? But still, that's pretty good. They've even got Rampage. I actually kind of... Well, I don't know. The comp will be fun to watch. And what is the Ranger? They've got a Druid on Sword Warhorn. Okay, but Menders. This is actually kind of cool. So we got the Druid who's going to be picking up close, who obviously we don't want to watch. They have the Reaper for the team fight. All the traps as well at the team fight. It's actually quite a dangerous team fight. And the Rampage Warrior. If this was Wins instead of Rampage, it would be kind of obscene, actually. And then they've got their support rotating in as well. Mace Shield, interestingly enough. So we got the Druid picking up close. We have a Weaver picking up the blue close as well, by the way. And let's watch how this goes. All those traps come down on the node. Let's watch them from Dosty's perspective here. Can they bait anyone in? True shot, very meaty true shot on his opposing Elementalist, who's just getting dumpstered right now. So the Ellie goes down. Red team has all the positioning. Where is the other team? Are they... Oh, they're not even actually against a real team. They're just against these. This guy's just doing this for gold like the fucking Ranger was. Great. Alright, so it's a non-game. It took me so long to notice that as well. We had a lot to talk about. Fuck's sake. That's why he has 2 teams. Oh, so both of these. So if I spectate this Kylo, it's going to be the same situation. It's going to be 5 more dead accounts. Multi-box in. They're not even loaded in yet. But that's what it's going to be, isn't it? It's going to be the same thing. This is absolutely lame. Alright, fine. So let's watch a real match. As far as I understand, the one on the top of the list was the most recent to start. No, they're already well in progress. This one we didn't care about. So let's watch the Schoolmasters from Chicken. Oh, do you know what I forgot as well? I forgot to do that, which was really dumb. So we have the Dementists versus the Schoolmasters here. Their tooth looking a bit chipped there. But okay, so they've just started out. What have we actually got going on? So Red's getting destroyed here. This is not a real game either. All right, it looks like round one, we just have nothing interesting to spectate, guys. There's nothing interesting to look at on round one. Is it always going to be like that? Why am I wooden potatoes, dear Mr. Wooden Potatoes? Because that's how I feel, you know? I wake up in the morning, that's how I feel. Again, pretty easy win for the red team here.
Got a capture point.
Why would people do the dead account thing? It's because he gets like 75 gold each time he does it. So, why even do that? It seems you wouldn't be able to farm very much gold. No. You get a lot of gold. You can do it 3 times a day, and you're like guaranteed 10 gold. It's at least 50 gold for doing it 3 times a day. It's at least 150 gold, and he's doing it on 2 accounts. So it's at least 300 gold a day. At least. Actually, stop and think about that. Every 24 hours, this human being gets 300 gold. It's a lot of money. Yeah, and that's at a minimum. If he gets higher QP and higher seeds, he'll get even more. Yeah, I think it is noticeable to them. I just don't know how long it will take them to fix it. Because it's technically not breaking any rules. Technically. It's a risky game that he's playing, but he probably reasons, oh, if they only ban me for 3 months, what the fuck does it matter? This is actually a little bit more of a game. Let's actually watch this. So we're going to watch the red team here. So who are we actually seeing here? This is the Dementists, guys. The Dementists fighting against the Schoolmasters. And the Dementists are actually a little bit down, but if they win this team fight, they can come back into it. It looks like they're not winning the team fight. This guy's bailing out. He is SD, so he's going to port up with his sword too. Do some damage and then port back out. Is he SD Condi? Why has he got a Venom? He is. He's SD Condi. Is that a thing? He goes into a spike trap. This is amazing. I mean, the fight is still in progress, but you can actually see lots of red players dead here. This guy dead on the node. This guy dead down here on the ramp. Not much more really to say, to be honest. So what else can they do? They're also being aggressed back on their close. So this is red spawn we're currently looking at. And we've got this Ellie fighting for his life. Ellie stuck in a duel with a meta demo Mesmer, that looks like. So he's not doing well. His team needs to come out of spawn and plus him. They get a Scourge in, so let's watch how the Scourge feels as he moves up. Good, they've got their Hollow coming here as well. Sorry, Hollow? What is this? This is a Scrapper, actually. It's not a Hollow. So if Red can sweep this, reclaim this node, they'll actually have sides. So they get that. Desti rotates towards mid. They're just putting a bit of pressure here. If they can hold mid neutral or decap it in any way, that would be quite nice. There are downstate blue players around, to be honest with you. Moving on to the other side of the map. Red is reliant on this to get back in the game, and they've left it unguarded, okay? So it really is all in on this team fight here for the red team. Here's their sides that have just manifested. So fighting for mid right now is not necessary. Given enough time, they will get back in the game. The other thing is, right, like leaving this side specifically is fine, but the other one, this is in front of their enemy's spawn, and their enemy will just respawn onto it. Literally, you can see this happening here. This is their enemies. They're coming up now. So we've got Psylop is going to be 2v1 on his Scrapper build. It's his job to hold this while his team finishes off this mid fight. And, in fact, Blue's being pressured on the other side of the map as well. A Ranger has managed to decap them on their own close. You know, if Psylop that we're watching here had instead got oriented for this fight, it would have been more advantageous for him. He wouldn't have had the fear of constantly being respawned on top of. Let's see how he does it. Like, look at this. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Respawn. So he's going to go down. The SD, the Thief did actually score a kill. So they managed to down one of the blue players through that SD Condi. Let's watch from Dash Rider's perspective. He's the guy that's going to be swinging this stuff. He drops his cluster bombs and his choking gas over the body to get as much cleave as possible. Gets the interrupt on the Ranger. This is actually going to be 2 kills now over this. Excellent. Oh, they get the res at the last second. Was that because there was a search and rescue picking up? Yeah, I think the Drake was resing it, actually. So now he goes down. So Blue had to commit extremely hard to this. Blue does win the engagement in the end. Blue moving on up. But with that, Red actually has managed to take the other 2 nodes, essentially. Let's see Desti. If Desti can fight this off, And they only have to survive for a while. You remember those 2 players we just saw a second ago? They're going to respawn out of this base in just a second.
Red team got a capture
So you can see the pluses coming in now. This double cap, if Red holds this double cap, they will be decisively in the lead. And we'll watch the perspective of the other team. Really, he needs to be bailing out of this, just letting this frigging guy free cast on him. The port forward actually wasn't necessarily too bad. Doesn't interrupt, go through. Yes, chill to the bone from the Reaper. He's on greatsword as well. Beautiful. All he has to do is press F to res now. He doesn't have safe stomp. Okay, so what was the res actually? Had he already precast dropped a well? So red does secure this. Excellent stuff there from the red team. Moving back to mid, though. They've lost it already. And it doesn't look like they're doing well on far. So once again, we take our eyes back to the Condi SD. They were in the lead a little bit, but they haven't had enough of a cushion to really press that lead for a really long time. This is a long game here, guys. Super low. Doesn't have any cleanse available to himself. Had to stand still. I think maybe he had Torment on him. Beautiful play here from his ally going for the decap. The Thief himself, though, rotating terribly. Like, there's no point for him to come here. I don't think he's using the minimap. Maybe now he's finally looked at it. But this is good. So they actually have a... what do we call this? I need a term for when you have a 2-cap reliant on the enemy spawn. So yeah, anyway, they've got mids. And they have far. Psylop's just going to be looking to hold that for a while. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, actually, we have a 2v2 in progress that the red team is not doing well with. That barrier is only going to save this Reaper for a little while. Really, he could have been LOSing. Actually, this node's horrible for LOS, so that's fair enough, actually. It's Kylo. That range is going to do well on sides. They let him get such an easy res. Actually, the blue players go downstate. So red doing very well now. Red now has a 100-point cushion. They are losing their 2 nodes to the blue team. And it's reliant on the blue team that holds this for the blue team to get back in. So let's watch who's most exciting here. Probably this downstate blue thief. They get the reds just in time. He presses F to sustain this health bar just a little bit. And then I thought he was going for the stomp. It turns out he's not. This is a very slow and inefficient way of resolving this battle. Oh my god, the Treb's coming in? Which team is that? Okay, so blue is actually Trebbing as well. So blue basically needs to hold the double cap. They don't though because they don't have mid. So what use is this Treb right now? We're going to see it fire at mid and do nothing. Here comes the Treb shot. Do nothing because there's no blue players there at all, even though the red teams don't even know how to dodge without any pressure on them. Red makes a volley push on far, so they get punished a little bit from that. Let's see the blue thief actually rotate in now and hopefully make a play or two. He has the support of Treb if he can get up to that node. He's not the ideal player to be aggressing this. So here we are looking at PP Deadeye. He can poo on this Scourge. If he gets the PP Deadeye action on that Scourge, right as a Treb lands on it, oh, it's GG. But they need to make this play quick. They do not have long before red reaches the end. You can see red very close to filling up their meter there. So here comes the pressure. This is a double play, really. It's aggressing the Scourge to get the node decap, but also it's offering peels for his ally. Here he's just staying on the node instead of helping his ally down below. You can actually see Lager is downstate. Lager's going to get defeated here. It's not enough. Now the PP Thief is 1v2. He does still have Treb support. A Treb landing right over this body could be so nice. Here it comes. This could be a big rally. Did it hit him? It might have missed. It might have missed the Scourge there. Either that or he just had tons of barrier and stab because it looked like it did nothing. He doesn't port to anywhere useful, and so he's going to go down. They scored the whole node, though. They did score the whole node. So for blue to stay in this, it's up to them to win this engagement. Over here, there's a Treb swinging a downstate fight. Treb actually swung that there, allowing red to sustain at the windmill. That's brilliant, but because of the Treb there, they can't have a Treb in mid either. This was an extremely close rally race as well. If a Treb had landed here on Phobos, the red player, we would have actually seen the Schoolmasters had an amazing play out of that as well. This is genuinely really close because the Schoolmasters have taken sides and the Dementists are basically just holed up in mid. Sides isn't too good when you have a Treb on your side, by the way. Here's some old school PvP information for you. It takes a long time to rotate the Treb, so it's best if you're holding a 2-cap reliant on mid. An instant decap here. This is actually so powerful from the Thief. If this Deadeye doesn't take full cap here, this Deadeye goes over to windmill and he swings that fight. If he does that, he 100% wins this for his game, for his team. However, he's taking full cap. This is so risky. If his allies die over there, the Dementists get kill points, which means that they rush to that end point, which you do not want. He had to take that team fight, realistically speaking. He uses his pistol into Earth, by the way, so the magnetic aura. Look at this instant nuke. He's against the Reaper. He's got nothing. I feel so bad for the friggin' schoolmasters here. If this thief had played a little bit different. He reveals himself out of the Shadow Refuge. What are we watching here? This is unbelievable. With that stomp, we're going to see that the Dementis take 5 points, and with the double cap that they've now re-established, Dementis will win this game. Oof. This thief, he could have swung it. He could have swung it. But there you have it. So that was round 1 on Kylo. That was the only interesting game that was going on. Let's see what else we got here. Monkey Business. Here you go. Look, Monkey Business are playing. Is that game already in progress? Oh, they've just started. Okay, sweet. So we have Monkey Business. They look like they've set up a monkey emblem. From the Naked Army. This is Frosty's guild, I think. They're against the Dungeonesses. So let's watch Monkey Business as they go in. Opening splits was Blue Warrior Duelist took close, and a Mesmer Duelist took their close as well. So the team fight opens. We have insane damage from the monkeys coming down onto the Red Scourge here. Dungeonesses can't do anything at all about that. So pretty bad. We have the Firebrand support here doing perfectly fine. We have a Monkey Warrior actually defending his close. He's been aggressed by 2 of the Dementists. These red players have come. They need to score this kill for this rotation into this area of the map. But this Monkey Warrior is doing extremely well sustaining. He's going to take to these boxes again if he can. Kiting around the pillar. This is beautiful stuff, really. He's eliminating 2 Dementists with his monkey plays. Even though he's surviving, you'll actually notice that the Dungeonesses have managed to secure sides. He survived long enough to get a little bit of assistance, but there's so little damage represented already that his assistants can't do anything. This is beautiful, really. Look at how long it's taken the Dungeonesses. He's actually going to score a kill 1v2. The ways of the Monkey Spellbreaker. The Elixir S comes down. Can he score this kill 1v2? It looks like he might. There goes the down state. Full on 1v2ing here. He does not have the node. Can he do anything through the res? The shield bash will come to interrupt the res as soon as that stab runs out. Oh, the timing was very, very close, but he didn't quite get it. I'm going to have to take you to another area of the game in a second, but this is like masterful. This is beautiful to watch, actually. I can't believe. I mean, Boyce is a very good warrior player, right? Here comes the Rampage. Cancel casts his own throw boulder. I don't know. That feels like a pretty monkey play to me. But yeah, we'll let him just keep going there. It seems like they don't really have any damage. Moving over, we can see that the monkeys are defending their mid node with their Firebrand support. This isn't too good, really. He doesn't want to be caught on his own like this. He's just going to keep getting pressured by the Dungeonesses' red Mesmer, who will blow his cooldowns until eventually a plus comes in. Here you can actually see, at long last, there might be a monkey plus. Okay, oh my god, what? Did it happen? Did the drink? No. So they're still going. They haven't even scored the kill. I can't believe it. They haven't scored the kill. All right, so moving over to the far side, we can see that the monkeys are now finally starting to gain some momentum. If they win this team fight, which it looks like they might, because at the end of the day, they do have the numbers, they will have a 2-cap. Their 2-cap's about to be lost, though, because of an over-rotation. The Queen here from the Dungeonesses doing excellently to score this D-cap. Does he get it in time? Note the Monkey Roamer manages to fend off that D-cap for the last second. There is a lot of pressure on him, but now finally he gets a little support from a Rev. Let's watch the Rev try and take out this, do this debunk. Very intelligently, the Dungeness Guardian immediately bails when he sees he's 1v2 and his neutralization play hasn't quite worked. But where's his team? His team's nowhere to be seen, and so unfortunately he does go down on the road. They're getting full rot value out of that as well, so that's extremely powerful. And they'll be seeking to recap there. Moving over here, we're going to look at another plus come in on the Monkey's far point. And it looks like they've got this pretty easily as well, obviously because they outnumber it. We do see pluses coming in from the Dungeonesses, but it's just a little bit late, and he's very low ultimately. So let's have a look over at the Dungeonesses, who have just been neutralized, 3-capped across the board, and are in a very, very dangerous position. They've given it a good fight so far, but can they push off the monkeys? We'll have to see. Using that jaunt to skip over the little thing, he'll blink over to the node and at least score a neutralization. This is very good. Still isn't quite enough to outroam the monkey roamers. So he goes down in mid alone there. That's actually now a really terrible situation. Basically, we don't want to watch the Dungeonesses get staggered too hard here, okay? We want to see the Dungeonesses come out of their spawn and make some good plays. So this is what we see here. Dungeonesses are reclaiming their close. Their Scourge has been harassed. I mean, this is his spawn, right? He's come out and immediately been attacked by this Rev. He's doing very well. He's got plenty of life force to actually push this Rev away. But now he's got a plus in, and if you have a look over here, his ally is just standing on the node. And I understand that you'd want to cap it, but it's already full capped. Perhaps this Dragon Hunter of the Dungeonesses is trying to bait the enemy team into the traps, thinking that that's a strong play. But realistically, he needed to move forward. He needed to help his Scourge out as soon as possible, and he just didn't. So for that, he's now being snowballed against. We can see more of the Dungeonesses are coming in here. Red team really giving it everything that they possibly can. This Bursty Mesmer has dropped a portal. This is very nice. So with this portal, oh, the Blurred Frenzy is not a good play, though. I mean, and now he's wasted the portal. If he'd used the portal better, he could have perhaps charged forward and made some better plays here. And then swung back for the fight afterwards. It's definitely this player's role. He's the closest thing they've got to Aroma right now. The Dungeonesses need this Mesmer to go around, to neutralize mid if he can, to neutralize far if he can. Because you'll notice that the monkeys have completely abandoned these, right? But he's been too slow. He as Aroma, is being countered by the monkey roamer on the Thief. And actually extremely hard as well. You'll notice that constantly the Dungeonesses feel like they're 1v2. That's because they are. Because the Dungeonesses are staggered and they're dying. So the monkeys can just sort of zerg around like bonobos and secure the nodes and maintain their 3 cap for as long as possible. So with the Roma going down, that is actually basically a full team wipe for the Dungeonesses, moving back to their spawn to keep an eye on what they can do. They are regrouping a little bit better now. Perhaps this is AFK Salt. We'll have to see. Let's watch the Hollow's perspective. So he's actually running SD, right? He's running tools. Yeah, he's going for the bursties with the rifle turret surprise shot combo. We'll see what they can do. Really, they want to cluster around their support. But their support is just... Actually, this isn't even a support, right? This is a DH, so... I mean, no wonder. They don't have a support, so... Who have they got to cluster around and help them move out? You know, no one necessarily. Yeah, this is Salt. And we do see that the monkey business take the win over the crabs of the Dungeonesses. And the bad manners here coming from this monkey Rev. Who gets Prime Light beamed for his rudeness. By the way, one thing, people always say, oh, it's bad manners spawn camping and stuff. Not all the time. Honestly, if the red team just came down and let the monkeys chew them out, they would get points and the game would be over and everyone could move on with their lives quicker. So it's not always a bad play. Nerd life. Nerd no life looking for girlfriend. Yeah, that's a cool name. Yeah, and so the monkeys go through to the next round. That will be round 3 for them. Let's see how the rest of Grent's game is going and try to get a good queue, shall we? So here's Floodie's match. Looks like they're very decisively winning it. So the monkeys are going to be going up against this composition at some point. Fielding a Scrapper, a DH, Chrono. I mean, me just reading these out loud isn't very good for new players, so I'll have to learn a little bit better how to do that. But yeah, okay, so that means that these must all be Colosseum matches, right? Because the most recently spawned one is still Colosseum. Let me just verify that. I know this is a bit boring, guys. All right, here's Dosty's team, by the way. So these are the guys that formed in our chat. I'm pretty sure I just clicked Dosty, right? This is Dosty? No, here we go. So this is Dosty. Oh, Dosty just got destroyed. Oh, Dosty, I missed your game, man. Oh, guys, our team just got kicked. I wanted to see you in the next round. The Cold Foamers, guys, they're out. Sorry that I never got to see that, guys. I can't cast every single one, though. Damn. It looks like you were getting exploded at the same time as the match we were watching. That's a real shame. Okay, so the next round has begun. Do we want to watch the monkeys again? Or Tyrion Swarm v Tyrion Swarm. We should watch the monkeys again, right? Oh, you were waiting for me, were you? Oh, did you wait to fill it in?
Just like that.
Oh, that's rest in peace. How did you guys actually feel that the game went? Because we missed it completely. So this is the last Colosseum game. This is actually quite a close Colosseum game here, by the way. We have a monkey on this team as well. Monkey D. Garkos. So Garkos playing a monkey build. There's actually double thief on the opposing team. Reddit told me that this is meta now, so these guys will obviously be taking the finals. Actually looks like Blue just scored a shit ton of momentum, and I think the Blue's going to win this really comfortably. If we look at the timeline as well. No, they've been trading kills reasonably well.
Red team wins a capture point.
But yeah, I want to get a full game in. I don't want to watch these like half-assed games. I want to watch a full game. So we're going to watch this one. Let's just do that as well there, just to get that back up. And yeah, so Dusty, tell me about your game. How did it go, man? Didn't really get to see too much, unfortunately. We had no coordination, so when we lost the first fight, we couldn't get back the momentum. That's unfortunate. You had an okay composition as well. Yeah, Filmer, you were on there as well, right? Filmer, I wanted to say your name all the time, but I never quite know how to pronounce it, so I feel I err on the side of caution and just said Dusty instead of you as well. They kind of need to target you because you were all traps, really. Alright, I was going to eat a Mawam, but it looks like the game is live. Alright. So, we have Monkey Business taking on the Thermal Runaways. So, very quickly as well, Monkey Business were running a Duelist Warrior. They have a Firebrand Scourge support for the team fight. And then they actually have 2 roamers, I would say. I don't really know what you want to classify Rev as at the moment. I'd say it's fairly roam heavy though, right? So they've got... what kind of Thief is Valon on in this game? Okay, they got DP Thief and they have a Rev. So very bursty. If the Rev and the Thief rotate together... They got a solid team fight here and a very solid duelist. One of the better duelists in the game and on a very strong build for it as well. So that's what the monkeys are running. However, let's see who they're up against. There is a Firebrand Scourge combo. Whoa, hello, Flesh. Oh, okay, no, it's Fleshworm. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, they've got the Firebrand Scourge combo. The Fleshworm as well. It's respectable. It's the old Fleshworms. They've got a Hollow running Conversion. So this is a Conversion Hollow. This is a Prot Hollow, okay? So that's going to sustain the team fight a little bit better. They have a Roamer of their own in an SD Thief. So lots of people still very much respect SD Thief. It's not like DP is, you know, out and out better right now. They're fairly evenly matched. So they got a solid Roamer. They have their own Duelist Warrior. So basically the difference between the two comps here is one of them's fielding a Prot Hollow. The other is fielding a Rev. And so you're going to see that if the monkeys win this, they're going to have to make some plays with this Rev, and hopefully by pairing it with the Thief, which is actually what you can see they're doing immediately. Stealthing together out of side gate, watching for any kind of cross. So we're going to see this perspective. Watch how they jump this crossing warrior. Are they going to jump it at all? No, they're not. So Rev is actually pushing far. He's going for the 1v1 here. He's actually going to get jumped by the Red Thief. Red being Thermal Runaways. So with that, that leaves the mid fight actually fairly open. So mid is actually just going to be a 2v2. We've got Firebrand Scourge v Firebrand Scourge up at mid, and that's actually going to be quite slow. So we don't have to worry about that too much. Instead, let's watch how the Thermal Runaways shake off the Rev Thief combo out in Graveyard. They seem to do actually okay here. Decap goes through. Beautiful decap here from the Red Roamer. The Blue Roamer, sorry. Monkey Roamer goes through and neutralizes that. That forces the Conversion Hollow away from this Thief. And so the Thief got killed. So now we've just got the Conversion Hollow on his own to 2v1. Sorry, wrong character. So he's got a 2v1. So this is a pretty decisive 2v2 that's been won by the Rev Thief here. They've split the two players apart with a neutralization. And now they're pushing the damage, okay? So this Hollow's got a real job to do to sustain against these. He can take the jumping puzzles. Here I would have gone a bit more ballsy and gone up onto the log myself. He seems to be doing okay, though. He's just got to sustain until his ally respawns, okay? His ally was rotted out, though, and is still, as you can see here on the top left, he's actually on quite a long respawn timer. At this point, this Hollow really needs to get slightly towards the entrance of his base. His enemy team has now full capped the node. He stays here, which is good as a no port against these Shiro Blinks and Thief Blinks. But now he goes down. So Blue decisively won far. Okay, we watched that very carefully. Moving over to what the monkeys did on Sorry, they won close. The monkeys also won far by winning a 1v1 with this warrior here, who took out the enemy warrior in a 1v1. Took him a while to do it, but that just leaves the Firebrand Scourge Crunch that's up in mid, and the monkeys now get to rotate in full force onto that, because obviously the Thermal Runaways are on respawn. So let's see how the team fight goes. Monkeys do take a down state. They get a quick res. Thermal Runaways aren't able to pressure it well enough. Ghastly Breach goes down on the node, doesn't really do anything as far as I can see. Another monkey dies. The monkey's not team fighting very well here. They do secure the other res. Well of Blood is OP, my friends. And so they get massive heals here. Red sustaining very nicely. Thermal Runaways health doing very, very well here. So at least their team fight is on point. They managed to sustain the node for as long as possible. The monkey's health's quite high as well right now. You're watching a monkey plus come in here from this thief. The thing is, he doesn't have any great opportunities except hunting the Thermal Runaways Thief, so that's what we're watching here. Thermal Runaway Thief not been having a good game this game. Unfortunately, every move he's been trying to make has been countered by, if not the Monkey Thief, the Monkey and the Rev. Sorry, the Monkey, the Rev and the... You get what I'm saying, all right? There you go. So, yeah, mid is probably going to swing against the Thermal Runaways as well now, just because they are outnumbered for quite a while. We're going to watch the Thermal Runaways perspective in just a second. Here we go. We can see that they score 1 down. They now just have to pressure this next one. Nice little dupe there, actually. I kind of like that. Does he jump to no port? He messes up the nose port. I really like what Chris was trying there, though. And so Chris, the Thermal Runaways player support now, so out of position. He realizes he's going to die. I think he backed up to see if he could get on the node before he died to hold it neutral just for a little bit longer. And so we see the monkeys have a fairly significant lead now. Let's look over to the Thermal Runaways and see exactly how they might be able to get back in. Watching, first of all, their Prot Hollow, who is looking to make some kind of a play here at mids. Obviously, the prize is to res Chris. If Chris actually bandaged there, I don't know, probably too risky. Probably me being a dummy to even suggest that that was a real possibility. But while he's being rotated against 2 players, while he's waiting for his support to respawn, still dead here, Chris. You can see, actually, he specifically have targeted his allies here. For as long as Chris is dead and these guys can't get together, it's going to be a real struggle. So we're just going to watch that there. He scores a sexy neutralization. Monkey's letting that through there. Classic misplay here. In fact, the Rev does actually go down as well. So they all go to res that, like, super aggressively, and they give up mid for it. Looking over at the Thermal Runaways close, once again, we have these very long 1v1s where the Thermal Runaways warrior is struggling against the Monkey warrior. We get a nice Mage Bane pull there. I don't know if he's reliant on the might from that, actually, if he's running Might Makes Right or something. Yeah, he is. So actually not getting that pull a little bit later would have been nice for more endurance and more healing. This is going to go for quite a while, but we can clearly see that the Monkey Warrior is securing a lot more health and landing a lot more animations in this 1v1. We'll watch this closely to see at any point if a plus comes in for one team or the other. It is Forest, so the Thermal Runaway Warrior could, in theory, always kite away. There's no reason he should actually fully die. I'd rather get decapped than die in that one, to be honest. So yeah, let's move on. We see somehow that the Thermal Runaways Roma got caught again down, so we've just not seen this thief been able to manifest anything, and the monkeys are going to secure mid again after that decap we watched before. Pretty furious 3v3, however, happening over here on far. The Thermal Runaways support doing his best to make sure that the node doesn't get decapped. Thermal Runaways secure a kill in a fair 3v3 there, I think it was, unless they were 2v3. They rot the body. Which class is this they've got down? Okay, yeah, it's a guard. There's not going to be anything dirty there. Rev goes in for the res. Do the Thermal Runaways stop it? They don't. They don't stop the res. The Scourge goes for it, but all that's going to happen is the Scourge gets out-pressured and outnumbered. Mind you, look at the Torment stacks. Pretty gross. Rev cannot do anything to get that Condi off of him. He can heal a little bit with Infused Light, but after that, this Rev is so dead. The Scourge just needs to pressure him a little bit more. Monkey Rev manages to bail away using Shiro Super Speed. We didn't see a neutralization land. And meanwhile, by the way, we saw that mid was lost, but going back over to the monkey spawn, you can see they did get the plus in the end. This monkey thief came in, took the plus, and unfortunately, Thermal Runaways have been pretty much punished there very heavily. That means that the monkeys are still in a secure 2 cap, 1 on their close, 1 at mid. And what does the Thermal Runaways have to do anything? 1 player down on each team right now. Let's watch the red support. Sorry, the red support. as they push for their enemy's close point. So Thermal Runaways going for this node is pretty dangerous. They've been doing it enough on the team fights. I don't know. I kind of would have preferred mid. You'll actually notice that Thermal Runaways, yes, they have their support here, but their Scourge is going it alone over here. Well, not actually alone. They got a plus in. Okay, so the Scourge will actually win the mid fight. That's good. So if Thermal Runaways support can debunk this and hold it for long enough, that's good. But, I mean, look, they've got a Duelist Warrior fighting against such low pressure. This is a Conversion Hollow and a support against that Duelist Warrior. The Warrior would never die there, ever. So support, really, I don't know about this rotation. I really don't. Luckily, his team's managed to get kills anyway, right? But only very closely, right? Like, look at how vulnerable this Scourge is right now to any kind of Monkey Plus. Here comes the Monkey Plus. Beautiful fear as he pushes the Roamer away there. His support comes in to resustain him. So that's excellent. But after all this time, somehow close was lost again for the Thermal Runaways. Lots of wide point neutralization here. So we're actually watching now this Duelist Warrior,
Did you see that?
who's been losing against the Monkey Warrior, is now actually tasked with facing off against the Rev. Realistically, I think this Warrior should beat a Monkey Revenant. If he manages to secure full cap here, this is actually pretty good. Let's watch their Roamer as he rotates off. This guy doesn't need to plus this right now. I mean, yes, his ally is low, but it's just like such a heavy time investment. Monkeys managed to score a boss, I think. So that pushes the Monkeys much closer to winning. This Roamer now, all he has to do is just go between mid and close. Thermal Runaways, just mid and close, mid and close, mid and close. And try his best to make sure none of the 1v1s are lost. Instead, he goes for Far. This is also a respectable play because neutralizing Far here stops the Monkeys continuing to get points. So here he manages to force the Monkey Warrior back. Thermal Runaways really shouldn't take this 1v1 though, in my opinion. He should just rotate off now and try to help his friends. You can see that the Thermal Runaways support is actually kind of caught on his own right now. He's got 2 players coming up behind him very, very quickly. This is actually going to be really nasty for the Thermal Runaways right now because they are so outnumbered. You've got Conversion Hollow and a support. These 2 Thermal Runaways players are tanky, but they are being plus 2'd. It's 4v2 here, guys, so how long can they survive? And don't forget, this is against Rev Thief. There's a lot of pressure that will land here. Support basically instantly goes down. Neutralization goes through. And we notice now as well, by the way, that finally the Roamer has moved off. He's allowed the Blue Monkey Warrior to reclaim his clothes, but too late to swing this fight in any kind of impactful way, right? The fight is actually taken to the roads now, of course, as the Scourge, with his Firebrand dead, is trying to rotate off. Being hammered on the road, though. What this Scourge was trying to do, I think, was intelligent, and that was basically get towards his respawning allies. As you can see, this Thermal Runaway Warrior is once again making the push to Far. This is a 1v1. We've seen him lose twice already. And we might see him lose it again. So the Monkey moves in. Decap doesn't even go through for the start, so there's such a low value 1v1 for him. Full rotting going on for the Scourge. Conversion Hollow finally respawns. Let's see if he can get the sneaky res. He doesn't get the sneaky res. The Monkey Rev was watching for him very closely. So the only way that Red wins this now is for their support to not be salty and to get out of base. But he is salty and he is in base. And I think we will see that the Monkey business go through to the next round. So there you go. That was a pretty fun game to watch, I think, actually. How well did we keep that? Did you guys get disoriented? Come on, chat. Keep chat going. I need feedback. I want to see chat moving. Move. Let's go. What do you guys think? Yeah, Spectral Grasp with all the Mesmers around, it generates a lot of life force. It lands more than you'd realize. It has a much worse rep than it deserves.
Blue team grabbed a capture point.
He just gives me a resident sleeper.
Just like that.
Great.
Blue team takes
That's
a
great.
capture point.
There you go. Well done to the Monkey business. Did they specify this emblem as well because it looks most like a monkey, or was that something else that they did? Is this Frosty's guild emblem, or is this actually a team emblem? I guess it's the guild emblem, right? Your casting didn't make me want to run into traffic. Okay. That's a pretty shitty compliment if I've ever seen one, but I'll take it. Alright, so this should be a pretty highly rated game on Forest as well here. Let's see how this is going. So here we actually see Suffish is beating out Floody. This would have been probably a more interesting game to watch. Actually, there's lots of... They could have all been pretty good games here, actually. So if we have a look at the timeline here, you will notice that Suffish's team has been doing generally better. Very tanky game. Very few deaths going on in this match. Jesus Christ. Not a single boss has gone for at all. However, despite Suffish's early wins... Let's update the team names, by the way. So Tyrion Swarm here. Tyrion Swarm's had a lot of early wins, but... oh, they're both Tyrion Swarm. Are you kidding, ArenaNet? Why? I'm glad that they're taking each other out.
Blue team takes a capture point.
Thanks very much for the resub there, Zangrazor. So Blue Tyrion Swarm has had an early advantage. They're going to win with this boss anyway. They did just get 3 cap, though. Well, whatever. Yeah, no steal landed, so yeah. Blue Tyrion Swarm takes the win on that one. So fair enough. We'll keep an eye on them. Very soon. They will be back. I think that we're essentially in quarters right now because I think there's probably some seeded stuff going on. Yeah, literally, these guys that we just saw a second ago, this team that just won with the boss, they're about to take on the monkeys. So we can watch... We're just watching the monkeys go the whole way through this, actually. I'm eating my Moam now. Apple-flavoured Moam Chew. This stream brought to you by Sugary Chewy Sweets. You're getting better at map awareness, IMO. You don't focus as much in just one particular fight or player, which I think is nice to give people a more broad view of the view. Well, I don't know, though. That game we watched, I did spend a lot of time in, like, a 2v1 today and stuff. I think that you should watch that, though, because, like... At the end of the day, it's about the players, and it's about the players they're making. Maybe it's sort of like, you just have to accept that you're not going to catch everything. So don't try to catch everything. And linger on some fights for once, you know? And see some people manage their cooldowns. Watch people resustain through the environment. Have a bit of fun with that. Because otherwise, like, I don't know. It's just watching little characters running around. Somebody did give me some advice to actually zoom in a bit more. And I think I will try to do that. Caspian said you should focus 2 preliminary fights, then drop to side nodes every so often. Yeah, I don't think I've tried splitting my focus across all 3 so far today. I think I've looked mostly at 2 fights, yeah. If it's a tug across the entire map, that's unfortunate, but in terms of entertainment. Yeah, 1v1s don't take... Don't take... I've been using more free cam here, by the way, than the other days. Does that feel good to you guys? I think it's a bit better. Instead of using eyes, I just free cam from place to place. Yeah, 1v1s I don't really want to watch too long. But, like, a 1v2, definitely. I still haven't ever actually properly caught a plus going on, but we'll see. Yeah, Druid Spellbreaker, definitely. Alright, so, monkeys are red now, by the way, guys. And you can tell that because of our sexy new overlays. Which will put the monkey name and the monkey logo on the left. You see that? So, monkeys versus Tyrion Swarm. We know the monkeys. Let's see what the composition of Tyrion Swarm is. They have a Duelist Warrior. Rampage Spellbreaker. Their team fight is... They've got an interesting team fight here in that they don't really have a Scourge Firebrand setup going. They have their own when the SD Thief, who's going to seek to move around the nodes as fast as possible, so that's fine. Take opportunities that his Spellbreaker creates for him. But as for their mid-fight, they have a Chrono, providing lots of pressure, CC, and visual spam, basically. They have a Druid, again, Duelist Druid this is. This is, I wouldn't be surprised to see Avatar. Nope. So we've got Avatar, Druid. We have a Warrior, so they're very, like, side-heavy, I guess. And then they've got a bursty, Greatsword Mesmer, sort of for roaming as well, I'll call this. Actually, hold on, this is Chrono as well. So basically, you're going to see the bulk of the Tyrion Swarm's team fight coming from their Mesmers. Okay? And then you're going to see close and backnoding duty be done by either the Druid or the Warrior. They'll probably play 3 caps. It will come a lot up to this thief, this SD thief, to see how well they do. We're not going to watch that at the start here, though. We're obviously going to watch the monkeys, who have subbed on a... Did they always have a scourge? Yeah, this was a holo before, right? I think this was a holo. No, it wasn't a holo. I don't know. I don't know what fucking con they were. Can't remember. Let's see how they do. So they stealth up before the mid fight. Play very aggressive. They push super hard. You can actually watch that the red Rev, probably his perspective's really fun. He doesn't really land any of his sword abilities. They managed to get lots of pressure though. This Chrono sustaining reasonably well. Monkey's doing good to sort of stay in it and not instantly blow up. But frankly, where's the Monkey's pressure? Monkey's pressure just manifested. The Tyrion Swarm's pressure just manifested. They actually scored a kill and like a half there. Quick res came out. But now the Tyrion Swarm does start to go down. 2 of their players are down and out. We saw that the Monkey Warrior picked up, was aggressed immediately on close by a thief, who's actually managed to hold it in decap. That's amazing to me, actually. Finally, the monkeys secure their close. So this warrior is going to rotate in. Tyrion Swarm really feeling the pain. It's excellent how we've seen Tyrion Swarm still in this fight despite losing 2 players, right? Like, really quite extraordinary. Lots of work being done by the Monkey Thief here. Oh, it's because I'm getting flipped around. I'm getting turned around here. I'm getting because these guys have been blue the whole time, right? So the monkeys are red now. That's going to take a lot of practice for me to get used to that, guys. A lot of practice. We have a rally race in progress. Can Tyrion Swarm actually swing it? It all comes down to the pressure on Baguette. They actually managed to res Baguette. So that means that Tyrion Swarm loses the rally race. And I think that with that rally race lost, we'll see that Tyrion Swarm really has to start bailing out now. Sorry, I haven't really swapped anyone's perspective for a while. This is one of the low Tyrion Swarm players as he seeks to try and kite around. He should have stayed in the room, maybe. He could have done a cool kite up round here as well. He goes into this room. Full cap has been moved against them now. So Tyrion Swarm definitely on the underdogs right now. They've lost mid, they've lost far. Let's see how Tyrion Swarm deals with reclaiming their close here. They are currently fighting against the Monkey Warrior that we saw did very well last game. And they have their own warrior invested into the 1v1. Beautifully as well, by the way. Tyrion Swarm sends their roamer to neutralize the monkey close point. Excellent. He's taken full cap. Perhaps a good play there because really he's got no opportunities in mid since the monkeys have just wiped mid. We're going to see that this player, though, to justify the full cap, he needs to actually win this 1v1 versus a Rev. He could totally win this 1v1 versus the Rev if he plays well. So let's see how he utilizes the terrain. He didn't get full cap in time, but the Rev focused on that and managed to zone him away. He's been plussed because obviously his allies are down. He does not want to die against this Thief Rev combo. We've seen how hard they can burst. He needs to be out of there much quicker than this, realistically. Good attempt to get to the no port. Unfortunately, got Bassi venomed right in the middle. Excellent play there from the Monkey Thief. Tries to go to no port again. It doesn't quite work. Honestly, he could have been like on this cliff right now and he would have been fine. His sustain is working beautifully. He's got the assistance of his Avatar Druid right now. And a beautiful turnaround from the SD Thief there. Spamming that Sword 3. He manages to get the Monkey Thief down. And now maybe with the momentum here of this, he can take the 1v1 on the Rev. His Avatar Druid ally, by the way, goes for Stillness and gets free cap on that. So free cap on that Stillness is excellent. It means they get double value out of mid, which they just won, by the way. We never managed to tell that story, but they did. And yeah, because now they actually scored that kill. They do have a little bit of time, about 15 seconds to score an outnumber here on the Monkey Warrior. The outnumber doesn't have to win the fight. It just has to spend enough time for them to secure the node, which is exactly what they got here. So now that this Warrior 1v1 is over a cap node, the Monkey Warrior doesn't get much value out of it anymore. I'd like to see that this Tyrion Swarm Mesmer rotates off now, and it looks like they are doing exactly that. Though they see a stealthed enemy thief, Monkey Thief in the area, so they're going to have to move back. This is essentially a slightly drawn out 2v2. It's a 1v1 happening next to a 1v1. Blue is in a favorable position though. And with the double cap and Stillness, Blue's starting to rocket ahead here. Actually, I think Stillness has already ticked out. Blue's starting to rocket ahead, so good job to Tyrion Swarm. There is a big fight going on here that Tyrion Swarm does not need to take. We see a lot of people make these extremely aggressive plays. I think I'm just a very conservative player. I don't know. I would rather that these two people invested here just took a mid fight. And in fact, actually, I tell a lie. As soon as we started spectating here, the Tyrion Swarm Roma moved out, leaving just the Chrono here. So this is actually very high value. The Chrono can sustain a 2v1 like this for a long time. The monkeys are 2v1ing, and they don't want to be 2v1ing. You can see that the Monkey Scourge has realized it as well now, and he's rotated off. Now he's rotating back in. Perhaps an okay play, but for as long as this Tyrion Swarm Mesmer does this, the longer the better. Okay, so now finally we see... No, they're just fucking holding it. That's beautiful. Honestly, Tyrion Swarm doing excellent far point trolling there. They continue to have mid. They even managed to score a kill here. The Monkey Thief died as well in one of the engagements. I'm not sure exactly where. And this affords... Because of the 2v1 happening over there, we see that Tyrion Swarm can take their own 2v1 over here just to force this Monkey Warrior off. The Monkey Warrior has demanded so much attention from the blue team. He scored neutralization again while we were looking away. And so this fight was basically just going to continue until some kind of a worthwhile plus comes in. We can watch Tyrion Swarm just starting to maybe take the lead. If that neutralization hadn't landed on there close, Tyrion Swarm would have been doing exceptionally well there. But so let's watch the Tyrion Swarm Roma and see exactly how he goes. If he rotates into that against the Monkey Warrior, he's going to find that he's +2ing that, which would be insane. Doing excellent to shake off the Thief Rev combo. He's going to push over to this node here. And that Chrono that's been fighting the Scourge for hours, the Chrono's about to get a plus here. So Tyrion Swarm going to 2v1 this Scourge down. Monkey Scourge can't do very much to fight this off. They take neutralization very quickly. Do they actually go for the aggress? It looks like they will. Let's watch the SD. Look at all the pressure now. The Chrono saves his cooldowns to spike coordinated with the SD. And the Monkey Scourge goes down unsupported on his close node. Big moment for the game here, by the way. Double cap just came up. So Monkeys secure stillness. They have no nodes to capitalize on it. I think the Monkeys have invested someone. Whoa, the camera work. Actually, nobody's invested anyone to Trank. Oh, yeah, they have. They're just at bridge. Okay, so this is really bad for Tyrion Swarm right now. The only person that they've invested to Trank is an Avatar Druid, which is a good idea because he's sustainy. However, he's been aggressed very hard. And if the Monkeys manage to kill this Tyrion Swarm player... it's a huge win for the Monkeys. They do manage to get it down with the Rev. And by securing that kill on the Avatar Druid, we're going to see that the Monkeys, with their Rev here, actually secure 3 cap. Actually, Tyrion Swarm Roma gets in. Obviously, there was plenty of time. I was a little bit dumb with my commentary there, frankly, because, yeah, Tyrion Swarm had tons of time to continue aggressing this. Let's watch how the SD Thief can pull them away. Notice how none of these players really are actually fighting in the vicinity of the buff itself. It's because it's not actually that important. So we've got 2v2 here. We have SD Thief versus Rev and a support. And we got a Chrono on Tyrion Swarm as well. I think Tyrion Swarm actually do very well in this if this SD Thief can resustain. He's certainly trying to. In fact, what might be really beautiful here as well is if the Chrono can just troll them. Sorry, this Chrono right here. If the Chrono can troll the Monkeys 2v1 for long enough, it's kind of beautiful. So Chrono versus Rev. Chrono should be up on that rock, frankly, to mitigate the sword offhand and Shiro ports. Looks like he's going to go down, and by going down here, again, that's pretty bad. Immediately, we can see that the Monkeys go for the trip cap. We have a Tyrion Swarm Mesmer on his way down. He's racing this. He can blink up and he'll Chaos Storm. He has to do it very quickly, though. There's the Chaos Storm, so he does interrupt it. That's a very, very, very solid play here, especially because that puts the Tyrion Swarm into a good matchup here. This Monkey can't do anything against the Chrono. You see, he's bailing away. This channel is never going to happen, but he's going to force the Rev in and hopefully kill the Rev in that time now. Even if this 1v1 doesn't go anywhere, that's in Tyrion Swarm's favor, because at the end of the day, Tyrion Swarm own mid right now and the rest of the map. Neutralization, though, as I say, that does land in mid. Tyrion Swarm making an excellent play over here as well. This guy, their SD Thief, actually scored a 1v1 against a DP Thief, I think it was. So the Monkey is getting punished very hard here. That means, once again, that the delay down on Tranquility is... Did I have big minimap that whole time? That means that the delay is even more valuable, as we say. This 1v1 just forever. Warrior 1v1s, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I'm just not even going to watch that. Going back to mid, we have Monkeys slightly outnumbered, being punished because their DP Thief went down. And because they're being slightly outnumbered, we're seeing Tyrion Swarm taking this mid fight. With the continued delay, oh my god, Tyrion Swarm one down at Trank as well. The Chrono did eventually win against the Rev. And with that, Tyrion Swarm gets their 3 cap against the Monkeys. Can the Tyrion Swarm delay this re-neutralization from the Monkeys as well? They can. It's once again SD versus DP. And let's see how this goes. the longer that this DP Thief, A, doesn't score the kill, but not even get the decap either. Beautiful short plays coming out right now. So much short bow cleave. He couldn't necessarily see that because he was in stealth at the time. Amazing evade as well. I think he managed to actually dodge steal right there. Let's actually have a look. I'm going to cheeky. And so, actually, with this, the monkeys are getting really heavily punished. Monkeys do rotate their respawning Rev in. If I was actually the Tyrion Swarm Thief right now, I'd just bail. Well, actually, I don't know. Like he's got enough cleave that he can do some major freaking stuff here. And he's got a rotation in. Never listen to my advice, because Tyrion Swarm's played this way better than I would have suggested in various places. So they actually resustain that. Tyrion Swarm is a really solid lead now. That means that we can, guys, go and watch the monkeys. So let's see exactly how they do. Let's watch the monkey Rev. Seeking to deal some big bursts and pressure. They've got to score some kills so that then that can manifest into nodes afterwards. So let's see how they can coordinate their damage. This Rev with perhaps his monkey ally Thief. He rotates away from the mid fight. As a Rev, he doesn't necessarily have the mobility to get to far very quickly. A lot of other builds can utilize ports to do that. They go for the interrupt on stillness. Oh my god, Tyrion Swarm got stillness there as well. Yes, they did. Tyrion Swarm with a 4 cap. They're going to be rocketing away in the lead here now. Monkeys desperately need neutralization. They need neutralization here, but they're being hounded against. And they need neutralization over on the other node too. Without those going through, we're going to see very, very, very rapidly Tyrion Swarm takes the win. After a very shaky opening from Tyrion Swarm, Monkeys definitely had the opening much better there. This 1v1, the Rev could actually do very well on, because obviously his opponent is super highly pressured. It's not an easy matchup for him, but given the start of the fight, there you go. So he actually manages to put him down. So there's one neutralization. Do they get one on the other side? Of course they don't. Why? Because Tyrion Swarm has invested their duelist warrior here. All this warrior has to do is sit here, and the monkeys don't have what it takes to get up there in time. So that will be the monkeys eliminated on Temple of the Silent Storm. Really, really great. They got baited into some horrible matchups, I would say, right when double buff came up.
Red team got a capture
And it kind of screwed it. You know, monkeys had such great momentum at the start, but then it was just sort of a gradually losing game. So, yeah, that's basically what you get when you get the OP-ness of Chrono going up against Rev. But it was certainly very entertaining. Hope you guys enjoyed the game. Can you check the blue team's names? You're curious who they are. I actually can't right-click report them now. I don't know why. But so Tyrion Swarm go through to the semis, I think that is. I think that's semis here on EU. Oh, no. Well, we just in semis. We were maybe already in semis. I'm not sure. In any case, this is the other round. This is the other match. And it looks like Red is winning this. Have we seen Red at play at all? By the way, I loved that the monkeys played there as a guild team, because I could see how my user interface worked when it had the 2 lines, because we could see it was a team and then the guild underneath as well. And it worked really well, so I'm glad that everything, all the cropping and padding worked. So it looks like these guys are going to be going against Tyrion Swarm. We're looking at the Schoolmasters, guys. With their whale, the red whale on the Schoolmasters, going up against the crab Dungeonesses. And why exactly are they so strong? Well, let's have a little bit of a look at their composition. So they got a nice bursty core guards, bit team fighty, bit roamy, really. Moving on, they've got a Chrono, just like what we saw Tyrion Swarm running. They have a duelist in the form of a druid there. They're fielding double Chrono as well, right? Lots of double Chronos. We did just see a double Chrono team win a second ago. And then they've got their SD Thief, right? So they established nodes with the Chronos and the Druid. And they burst the hell out of stuff with the Thief, the SD Thief, and the Guardian, the core guard. So that's how this team functions. You'll probably see that the Druid on close next game picks up close. And we have a double Chrono core guard mid with a Thief rotating between them. That's probably what you'll see the Schoolmasters do next time. They look like they very decidedly won this, by the way. The game's not even that old.
Red team got a capture point.
So, yeah. It's the only game going on as well right now. Meanwhile, why might the other team have lost it, just out of curiosity? They have their Firebrand Scourge. See, but they're fielding double Scourge. I think yesterday we saw these guys field double Scourge as well. I just think it's a very vulnerable comp. If your team fights don't go well, like, where's your speed? I don't know, man. They also have a core guard, I think that I just saw there. And a downstate Mesmer. I don't know what build it is. Probably a side noder. Yeah, it's demo sword. So the blue team loses. They had an okay comp. Definitely. They had a demo Mesmer for the sides. They had a really deadly Condi heavy mid fight. I mean, you definitely run double Scourge when you see you're against people who can't counter your Condi. But yeah, so congratulations to the Schoolmasters. I think, if I've read this tournament right, I think the Schoolmasters are actually going through to the finals now against Tyrion Swarm. Yeah, that's what we're looking at, guys. DP is technically favored. What's that? DP versus... Yeah, who is favored, DP versus SD? And why? Can you add why as well? I would like to know that. There's something that's suddenly occurring to me. You actually have to, like, know a lot of shit about matchups if you're going to be even remotely intelligent about this. It's one thing to know that a warrior v warrior is going to stall for ages, but it's difficult to know, like, how is SD v Rev, right? Or how is SD v DP and all of those little things. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of space for me to just say something like a fucking dipshit. And people are like, yeah, I'm not going to watch his cast anymore. It's like really, really easy to fuck it up. Why does the AT UI not show past fights and who won? It does, actually. If I click match history, you can see. I'm just dumb at this and I'm not very good. So Semi's here. Just finished and we're in the finals now. Tyrion Swarm versus the Schoolmasters. I will get better at this. I will remember to use this a bit more. Don't worry, guys. I will get a bit better at this. SD Thief has lots of vuln animation, specifically after cast of Sword 3, so you can easily steal during those and get free palm. Right. Yeah, so the DP Thief you were watching there, the Monkey Thief, he is actually an NA player, so he has higher ping. Realistically, he shouldn't play that build. He should play, like, less ping-dependent builds. But, I mean, it's just a daily, right? So, alright, I can't eat my merm. Oh, I can eat my merm. It's not up. This is just oscillating back into Heart of the Mist. Alright. Knowledge of classes other than your own is what separates good players from great ones. Yeah, but there's two levels to that as well, right? Like, if all I ever do is play Demo Mesmer, right? I learn other builds. Because I learn my matchups against those builds, right? So you learn those other builds. But knowing how those other builds fight against a third build that you've never played, that's where it gets even... So, like, you really need to do a lot. And right after a balance patch, it's stressed even further. And with the scene as it is right now, I think not many people have balls to make declarative statements about balance and what is meta and what is not. So, like, there's no great resource out there. Anyway. We're looking at finals on Legacy. Which I'm quite excited to see. The Schoolmasters versus Tyrion Swarm. Tyrion Swarm, of course, being who beat our beloved monkeys. Yeah, like a family tree of the rounds would be really nice as well, yeah, if they could dynamically do that. Are the Tyrion Swarm changing their build at all? I don't think so. Alright, sorry, I've stopped chewing. Sorry, that's so bad, but I'm hungry as all hell, so I'm doing it anyway. Yeah, so they're going to be pushing sides with their duelists here. So we're going to see a warrior take a side. We're going to see the avatar druid take a side. We're going to see the double chronos picking up mid. We're going to see this SD Thief rotate around as fast as he possibly can. That's the Tyrion Swarm side of the game. Meanwhile, on the Schoolmasters side of the game, we haven't watched much of these guys. They got a core guard to burst people and roam around a bit.
The match starts soon.
They've got a Condi Thief. Hello, who does Condi Thief counter here? Could be quite strong. They've got their own chrono. And so it's double chrono. There's going to be 4 chronos here. Balance. Balance, guys. Let's watch one of the chronos as we open this up here. It's actually very close again, compositionally. And let's see how the game begins. So we've got One of the red chronos. Okay, so they're actually, red is playing a 3-point game. They're sending a chrono to home. They're sending a chrono to close. They're sending the rest of their team to mid to watch how things are going. They've got their druid and their thief together, which is kind of interesting. I wonder what they can actually do here. So let's see how they push through. The schoolmasters schooling their opponents in the ways of the whale. So here you can actually see he takes a stealth so that he can push immediately. His ally gets caught by heavy aggress on the top here. His Litany of Wrath gets cancelled. Has to renewed focus. He tries to cast it again. Does he? You get a burst with... I mean, he unloaded his pressure before Litany of Wrath there, which is pretty bad. Trained down heavily. No kind of big support here. So the Schoolmasters losing their first blood here. So there's going to be extra pressure on this mid-fight from the Schoolmasters now to get Tyrion Swarm off of them. We saw Tyrion Swarm play extremely solid on Temple a second ago. So you do not want to give them any momentum. Schoolmasters have secured sides. Not quite sure how that ended up manifesting. But Schoolmasters did get that. Actually, they've been immediately decapped by the Tyrion Swarm Avatar Druid, who's pushed far. This Druid continuing to try and shake off the aggro of these Chronos. Chronos are actually not that good at chasing. The Schoolmasters score a kill on Tyrion Swarm there. I don't even know how that manifested, but they managed to get that down. I guess watching a Druid is probably not the best way of doing things, right? Let's watch the Schoolmasters roamer, okay? Let's watch this Condi Thief. Let's see what kind of pressure he can deal here. So he goes in to burst the Tyrion Swarm Warrior, who immediately resistances himself. So he's not going to see too much manifest there. Resist is now gone. He's looking for a nasty steal. There's the shield block. You probably wait for a dodge after the shield block and then do it. He's going up to no port, so steal will no longer work. He realizes this and swaps to short bow. Very heavy focus immediately on this warrior. Warrior is so low on resist. Come on, another choking gas. You could have killed him, man. Just throw those choking gases out. Spam more, man. Oh, you need to learn. Rampage counter, throws the boulder. He steals into the Rampage. He knows that while in Rampage, he can't necessarily proc a full counter for resist or use any of his utilities for resist, like Featherfoot Grace. We see all of those come out again now. Very, very, very long-term hunting here we've seen from this Condi Thief on this warrior, who is not feeling good, frankly. I would not want to be this warrior whatsoever. He kites back up into him. These choking gases well placed will actually win this fight here. And you'll actually notice that the Schoolmaster's doing very well over on the waterfall node itself too. Actually, I tell a lie. They just went down. So we actually see the Schoolmaster's Guardian is down now. He's been stomped out. We do see finally the Schoolmaster's Condi Thief gets the kill. Immediately goes for another beautiful burst here. So that's actually 2 kills against the Tyrion Swarm. And it looks like no res is going to be going in whatsoever. Condi Thief is so interesting to watch, honestly. Choking gas will land on this if any kind of reses go through. Obviously, there's not. He goes for the steal immediately into the Chrono Shield 4. That's super nice. Chrono, again, kiting away. We've seen how this goes before, right, guys? Except now this is a 2v1. Realistically speaking, I think he should rotate off now, and he can just let Chrono v Chrono, and it's not any problem. It looks like he is doing exactly that as he moves into mid. He's going to be looking to provide some support for his core guard now, who is seriously sandwiched between a lot of Tyrion Swarm players. There's actually 3 of them in the vicinity. He moves on to prevent the Tyrion Swarm from getting the full node. Schoolmaster's doing very well to sustain here. Beautiful ring there, just to interrupt him and try and shake a bit of aggro from himself. The Druid stealths him. Was that the Druid that stealthed him? Yes, it was. Beautiful CA stealth. And he actually pulls out. If he peels back to base now, oh, beautiful smite condition for the pressure and the Litany of Wrath to heal him up there. And if he gets the dodge on the Berserkers, he didn't. He obviously didn't have the endurance. So he goes down anyway. That's exceptionally strong for Tyrion Swarm there. The Schoolmasters do lose, even though they had that beautiful attempt at a bailout. The Avatar Druid now also on his own. Even if he goes back to the node, I'm not sure what he really hopes to accomplish 2v1. He's realized that too. He's going back to the base for the regroup with his allies as they respawn. Meanwhile, elsewhere on the map, we can see it. They're close. They're catching it for free.
Did you see that?
And we can see that they've owned Far as well. However, they are being pressured quite hard on the roads near Far. Let's see how the Chrono applies pills for his Condi Thief. Condi Thief has been burst far too hard. The Chrono couldn't do anything. Chrono's job now is to sustain 1v2 for a reasonable amount of time. He should be able to do it. The real joy is to see if he can do it long enough for the core guard to come in and deliver some bursts. He does get a couple in. But, I mean, this engagement has really just started. This 2v2, I actually think Tyrion Swarm is favored for by quite a long way. I think that they can just pressure down. They get a plus in as well, so Tyrion Swarm really secures that kill out, and they need it. As we can see, actually, from the points, I haven't really been very clear about this, but the Schoolmasters have been playing so well, actually, that Tyrion Swarm are really down on the board. So let's actually watch them. Starting immediately with a more classic Thief build. This is just regular ST. And what do we see that the Tyrion Swarm need to do to take this back from the Schoolmasters, who have been running circles around them really right now? Well, they've just secured their close. I think they've just secured their close. Didn't they just secure their close?
Did you see that?
No, they didn't even secure it. They just left that as a 1v1. Warrior v Chrono. I don't know how well that's going to go. They're aggressing this to try and hold it Newt. Tyrion Swarm really struggling on their Chronos to resustain right now. He gets a beautiful Warlock, or one of them gets a good Warlock. Here comes the second Warlock. The ring is so good against all these Phantasms. Honestly, Core Guard with the hammer, I really like it against all the AI, because it just gets rebuffed off so constantly. They sustain on that long enough to actually get full cap, so that's brilliant. The fight now is obviously going to take over to this node for a plus. We have seen that Tyrion Swarm took the plus to interfere with this Warrior v Chrono matchup. All these steals into shield 4s. It's like everyone forgot how to play since Heart of Thorns. He obviously can use his flanking strike and lastness to unblockably get through that. The plus didn't take very long, so that was very good for Tyrion Swarm. Getting that, it would have been even better value if he could get the rot off node. So they could actually get a lot of value out of that kill. Meanwhile, they're taking it to the other side of the map. They need this neutralization, really, because they've got quite an uphill fight to deal with. And that's, I think, is what Luna was playing at. But Luna does go down. And we see Quatrax goes down here as well. So what is that? That's both the Chronos punished for being out of position. Too greedy with the far point, too quick. So what really position has the SD Thief got here to make a play? He can go for this kill on the Thief, right? But it's just going to get instantly rallied. So I don't really agree with this. Beautiful dodge there against the Schoolmaster's Core Guard. He blows a lot of cooldowns to get away. The Shadow Step... Ooh, if he delayed that a little bit, he could have actually moved around behind and done quite well. I wouldn't want to take a fight at this health on the roads with no support against a Core Guard on an SD Thief, personally. Schoolmasters drop the ring and immediately walk out of it. And, yeah, we find that he has to basically bail out into the terrain to see what else he can do. Moving back towards the nodes, we see full cap is in progress, or, yeah, is in progress here for Tyrion Swarm. That's good for them because they still do quite decisively own their close. They've had their warrior backnoding very well and actually managed to fend off against that Chrono. If this full cap goes through, we'll see Tyrion Swarm start to get a leg back into this. Potentially stall enough and get enough points to work towards a Lord play to swing it in their favor if this is a struggle for as long as it has been. They're actually playing across 3 points as well here. You can see Quatrax, the Chrono, going for a 1v1. This is actually a mirror. He's losing the mirror very heavily. But cheeky Blink could take the Newt. No, he doesn't quite land that neutralization. And he was aggressed so hard there. I almost thought he'd been plussed. So, really ugly situation for him. And unfortunately, he's not going to get any allied support because their Thief did just die. So, Tyrion Swarm Thief is only just respawning. Looks like he's looking to take a plus on this close node here. So, Warrior has been outnumbered. He takes for the kiting. This costs him neutralization. He gets his plus in, but he's so low, he can't, like, they can't gang up right now, really. It looks like a very difficult 2v2 for Tyrion Swarm here. And one, actually, I don't think is going to end in any time soon either. Not unless the Warrior makes an aggressive play and dies. He has just made an aggressive play. No, he hasn't. He's still hiding. He's still hiding, trying to resustain, so we won't watch that. Meanwhile, this 2v2, this isn't going to go well. They actually just lost a player, and they're outnumbered now. So the outnumbered pressure comes in on the Chrono. Definitely looks like the target. I would target the Chrono over the Druid as well. Druid goes for an attempted stealth. I think that the reveal comes through immediately, though, and he doesn't really get to make a play. He super speeds up to the side of the node using his bow to just apply extra pressure. If they get this kill, it'll be beautiful. He scores the kill. Look at that bristleback kill. That was so far away. What the hell? Oh, my God. And the chunk, what was the actual damage there? Was it a tiger? Or did he just get chunked by a tiger? What was that? That was insane. He manages to channel for a bit. Continuum split just to do a tiny little juke. The phase retreat forward, had he done that, could have been quite nice. Stomp is not going to go through in time. It looks like they're going to lose that by just a mere second. And that causes the rally to fail. And that beautiful bristleback snipe to not manifest into anything as the druid is forced away here now. Tyrion Swarm having to struggle so much. They've been 3 capped now because of a couple of very clutch little minor misplays. Meanwhile, back over what was a 2v2, and now just looks like Tyrion Swarm is having to outnumber to be able to accomplish anything on this node versus the Chrono that they're against. I really want to try these Chrono builds at the moment. Seriously do. Their Raymer is pushed away. Aggress very heavily. He blinks back towards the node. He's never going to get a res from the Warrior, though. Warrior beautifully identifies that he's in serious danger. He moves away instantly. He's not actually being aggressed too hard here. But remember, he is against this Condi Thief, right? We're watching it from Tyrion Swarm's perspective now. As the Schoolmaster just unload all of this Condi on him. He can pop his heal sig. He can use his full counter. He's not actually running resistance counter. Down he goes. I think he actually ate a lot of confusion ticks there. By casting a couple of animations into that, and that's really deadly in the state of the game right now. So they lose Waterfall. Back towards mid, Tyrion Swarm doesn't look like they're going to be able to make anything. Looking at the mini-map, we can't see any gates down. And without that, with so few points left, I think that we're going to see the Schoolmasters schooling their opponents. Actually just played so solid, right? The Schoolmasters here. How would I best sum up that they won this? Securing more engagements more consistently. Just scoring a couple of kills. Look at these kills here. When was the last time we saw Tyrion's Swarms secure a single kill? Quite a while ago. It's big outnumbers. You know, you're at such a losing position when you're constantly outnumbered like this.
Did you see that?
So that's going to flip.
Red team got a capture point.
The Schoolmaster's back with their secure double cap. Tyrion Swarm even lost it. Was this a 3v2 for Tyrion Swarm and they died? It was! How did this happen? Tyrion Swarm have 3 players here and somehow the Schoolmasters scored a kill. So there you go. The Schoolmasters take the EU Prime Daily Tournament. With a pretty good fight there. And congratulations to them, I guess. And I know so little about EU right now, I don't recognize any of their characters. Who are these people? Should I recognize these people? I'm sure I should, right? But there you go. So what do we think, chat? Chat seems to die while I'm casting. Do you guys not like talking about the actual game? How do you think ArenaNet could reduce visual noise and increase readability for PvP? Or is this not possible for Guild Wars 2? No, I think it is. I think actually if they universally... it's a lot of work. That's all it is. It's a lot of work to scale a ton of the animations back down. But I think they could. I genuinely think they could. Like literally throughout that stream, that cast, that last game, I don't think anyone talked about anything happening on the finals as it was going on. And I'm wondering if that's because it's too difficult to follow. Am I practicing casting the games for some new project on the channel? No, this is not necessarily. This is sort of just a side thing for fun for me right now. My ultimate aim is to figure out a way to produce a really good monthly, like do a show based on the monthly tournaments. So I'm like thinking about technical stuff more than anything else right now. And yeah, I'm trying to get a bit better at casting. But it's not like any big formal thing. I'm going to do a PvP guide. So when the beginner's PvP guide is done, I'd love to be able to then immediately give people a really good monthly show right after to sort of wrap them into it. And then at that point, I don't know, we'll see where my enthusiasm is. It could be that Georgia's just started casting a week or so before maybe a bit longer actually. Yeah, probably quite a bit longer. Anyway, he's just started as well. People might find that he's way better at this than me. And everyone just wants to watch him, and people respect him more, and they'll go for it. So in that situation, I'll just bow out. It will be fine. You know, the scene doesn't need me in that situation. They'll have like Jebro, Fred A, and Georges for EU or whatever. I don't actually agree splitting all the audiences everywhere for the big shows, but if Jaw sees anything I learn in my little quest here, like overlay-wise and stuff, I can just teach him how to do it and whatnot, and I'll just sort of impart that. I hope people do enjoy what I do, though. Nobody likes to feel like they're worse at something than someone else, but, you know, we'll see how it goes. During the ESL monthlies, the casters never interact with chat. And in any esport, they don't. Yeah, I don't mean you guys, like, interacting with me. I mean you guys talking amongst one another kind of thing. You know, like, lol, overheat, stuff like that. I don't know. You get what I mean? Maybe it's because it's a daily and no one cares about the daily. And it was 2 non-guild teams in the final. I don't want to see... Can people get the word out? Can everyone just start queuing in guild teams? Seriously, come on now. It's so much better than fucking Tyrion Swarm and the Schoolmasters. Come on. Get your names out there. Be like the monkeys. Be like Dosty's group. Were you guys queuing under a guild? The games are a bit too fast-paced to bite into anything. Don't worry. The pace will seem to slow down once you learn more about it. And you see, like, what I'm doing right now, this would be downtime that I'd be throwing little videos at you talking about, like, what everyone's roles is and what the builds are and stuff like that. Yeah, Dusty, what? You're not a member of Spud? I thought you were a member of Spud. But yeah, we'll finish this off. Can people give me some compliments on my monkey as well? The Monkey Lord. Playing, this build is so bad, but also so devastating as well. It's kind of hilarious. Can you use the skill 2 again? That looks like an interesting animation. Yeah, this is Axe 2. It looks good on the chart, doesn't it? It's very Monkey King. Very good cosplay. Thank you. Thank you. Look at this. I love it because when you request a compliment, it's like super fake and unnecessary, but I'll eat it up anyway. I'm getting better at Fashion Wars. Listen. Type of 1 if this... Which is better? The frog or the monkey? Type of 1 if you think the frog was better. Type of 2 if you think the monkey is better. Right? Now, I know you can't see the frog on screen right now, but just try to remember in all of its glory. Alright? 1 or 2. Let's see what people think more. None. 3. 2. I said the monkey. Wow, people like the monkey that much more than the frog? You haven't seen the frog? My monkey looks like a potato China demon. There is, by the way, a face on the Total Makeover kits. Where is it? Head options. This face, which I also think is really monkey-like. So if anyone else wants to make a monkey, you should definitely go for this face, because this is really, really good as a monkey face. You just can't change like the red color, but I think that's super monkey-like, right? This one's pretty monkey-like too, but this is super monkey. The other ones just look a bit mean. This one's like really derpy, but these are new faces that came with a recent patch, so you want to look at these. They're like Omicron faces. Using the number voting interesting steal from other streamers. Is that some like pathetic attempt at a troll? I'm stealing the asking people to type, guys. Yeah, no zoo for that monkey. He's pretty dangerous. Well, there you go, guys. I don't want to bore you all out. That's it. That's literally the stream. Again, send me any messages if you have feedback for me. If you got any thoughts whatsoever, just drop them down below. If you think I said something obnoxious, something stupid, camera work, whatever, let's hear it. And until next time, guys, have a good one.